Let me put you guys in utility.
Wow, we're live. We're live. I just want to point out to everybody who doesn't know this is also a radio show. So some of the beds you can't, or it's a radio show first. So you can't hear some of this stuff. You hear some of the music, but you can't hear the liners and things. So I'm just starting a little bit early so I can do some sharing before we actually get started. So yay. Was there already a 30 in there?
It's black.
All right. Oh, well.
It's black, and I
False
thought
start.
it was something else.
Or delay, I guess.
Welcome into. Is it in program?
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Welcome into the Upstate Pulse. My name is Lonzo. It is a beautiful Saturday night. Don't think I'm going to let it slide either.
No, I need to.
Yeah, you know what? You just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and take care of it. Yeah, let's go ahead and take care of get this out of the way. Go ahead. All right, starting the day off great, or starting the weekend off great. If you don't know what that is, sometimes you get noobed when you make a mistake at the very. You got it out of the way, Tim.
Yeah, I got it out of the way.
Out of the way.
Yeah, it's gone.
Just
They're all out
at the starting line.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a fun show, by the way. It is a fun show. What we do here on the Upstate Pulse is we talk video games, we talk the latest streaming, we talk supernatural things, chupacabras, Bigfoots, big feets, both of those.
Big feet.
Yeah. Like I said, we talk about a lot of things, and it is it's a hot, steamy day outside. A lot of people out today.
Sweltering.
We went to have our pre-show meal, had a wonderful meal. Tim and I both had a burger with egg on top of it.
Yeah, it was tasty, man.
Which some people think is weird. I enjoy.
Oh no, I love it.
I enjoyed the fries because I really like the fries there. All right, so if this is the first time you've ever listened to the show, we don't talk politics here because you get enough of that with our award-winning programming, which just about all our programming is award-winning. So, except for this one. I don't know why. I don't know why this is not award-winning, because it should be. It absolutely should be.
It absolutely should.
And maybe someday it will when that
Is
category.
it award-winning by proxy since this is like the #1 station in the Upstate?
Well, that's a good point. The other voice you hear, show contributor Cameron, in studio with me along with a T2. I just want to welcome them both back because last week was interesting for me. I made it through.
I'm sorry, I was deathly ill.
Yeah,
and my daughter had a birthday.
And Tim had requested off, so it's neither one of their faults. But I thought I did all right. But it's not the same as having a nearly a full crew. Speaking of nearly a full crew, next week we will have a full crew because Rob Brown will be joining us. Rob Brown from our brother station.
You mean Rob Brown of the Rob Brown Show?
Yes, Rob Brown of the Rob Brown Show will be joining us next week.
The Rob Brown Show?
Yes, he asked could he come on, and as I told him, a chair is always open for him if there's an open chair. So, and there is this week and there will be next week. So really, really cool. Rob is going to be on the show. All right, we got a ton of things to talk about today, including the latest episode of Obi Wan, where someone finally got to be who he really is. And we're really going to delve into, all right, it's Darth Vader. Darth Vader is finally Darth Vader on screen. And we're going to talk about that. We also will try to squeeze in some Stranger Things. We're only like three episodes in. So I'm trying to avoid spoilers. Just been really busy and haven't got a chance to completely catch up on that. We got a oops. We are going to talk video games, including Diablo Immortal just dropped, and it is a mobile game, also a PC game. And the three of us tried it. Some of us more than others, but the three of us tried it. We're going to be talking WWE Hell in a Cell, which happened Sunday night. We're going to be picking winners for that. We'll see if Nerf Walls in at stake. Maybe it may be. Also, Nerd Roundtable, including in the Nerd Roundtable. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what the question is. Text line 71307. By the way, if you want to get on the show, we read texts as many as we can. Try to get you up on there. Also, we are live on Facebook at 106.3 WORD. We are live on the Upstate Pulse, and we are live on the Upstate Pulse YouTube and Twitch pages as well. So we are trying to be everywhere. The first ones in the building to do all those at the same time because, trendsetters, that's what we do. And we know what our demographic is. You know what it is? It's everybody. It's not just little here, little there. It's everybody. Everybody from the age of 2 to 99. There could be some,
like that Christmas song.
Yeah, there could be some 99-year-olds out there listening. You never know. You never know. If there are, they probably don't know how to text or tweet, but they might, because we've had some older people work here, including, I say older because older than me, but I'm pretty old. We were just talking about
Bob. Grandpa.
I am. We were just talking about Bob McLean, who's in his 70s and can do everything.
Yeah.
As far as he's still doing his minutes, which play every afternoon on Charlie. He records
5
those.
o'clock.
He records them and puts them in, and then I put them together later on, but he puts them in. So, I mean, he's always savvy with learning the latest things. Hopefully when I'm that age, I'm still, able to go, okay, I can figure this out. Sometimes I lean on people, who are like engineers or something and go, hey man, can you help me figure this out? Usually once they show me how to do it, I will remember how to do it going forward. By the way, we are still voting on the poster. I'm waiting for a logo from our sponsor, Borderlands Comics and Games. When I get that, we will get the poster made when the voting is done. Tim will throw that in there every once in a while so you can vote on the poster. Just vote
now.
Vote one.
Vote now.
1, 2, or 3 to our Facebook page, our YouTube page, our Twitch page, or to the text line 71307. Before we get started, though, I see we have some texts already. And Tim is not wearing his glasses. So this is going to be fun.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Texter writes, hey guys, shout out to Kid Flaccid. If you haven't seen season premiere of The Boys, it's very disturbing for lack of a better term.
All right.
That's just that show. It's the entire show is disturbing.
Let's address that really quick. Cameron and I haven't finished season 1 yet because we've been really busy. But it's very disturbing, and we can only watch it when it's just me and him somewhere.
All right. Texter writes, Lonzo, is CM Punk's injury a work or a shoot?
All right. Everything's a work. But you know what? As you know, that's why you're asking this question. In hour number 2, we are going to talk wrestling because we're going to talk CM Punk. We're going to talk MJF's promo, and we're going to talk WWE Hell in a Cell. But I'm not going to act like I'm happy about an injury. So, but all right, I'm just going to say I don't believe it, but we'll talk about it later.
How could he be injured? He's the best in the world.
Yeah, well, sometimes that happens, apparently. All right.
I got a long one here. All right. So Texter writes, evening, Lonzo and co. Found out today that Critical Role is now the #1 revenue generating channel on Twitch, on average earning over $3 million a year the past 3 years. And that's only the Twitch. Hold on. And that's only from Twitch. It doesn't include earnings from YouTube or their own company. Score another victory for the nerds, Scott.
And Cameron is a big time Critical Role fan. I've watched Vox Machina, which is excellent.
I was going to say, it doesn't shock me. They were able to get a show on Amazon.
It's a little racy.
Popular anymore.
It's a little racy, or it's a lot racy, but still, it's a good show. Watch out for those short people.
Yeah, man, Scanlan, he certainly gets around.
Yeah, he absolutely does.
Slayer of many beasts.
All right, I'm going to take it down a serious road now. And both these guys are like, okay, what is he going to talk about? What is he going to talk?
Can I mention the fact that on the outline, it just says Dread?
It just says Dread.
Yeah, it does.
All right.
It does.
Have anybody out there, or you guys can chime in, that feeling of dread? There are times when you have feeling of dread, like when there's a phone call at 3 a.m., a feeling of dread when you're on a roller coaster. Sometimes people have that feeling of dread, that thing in your heart where you go, oh my God, something bad's about to happen.
I get
sort
that
of
all the
thing.
time.
All right. So what we're going to talk about is something that I've been plagued with really bad nightmares all my life. So there was a time as a kid, I had reoccurring nightmares to the point where I just didn't want to go to sleep. And I would try to lay awake as much as I could because of the dreams, because they were so vivid, because my imagination, as I got older, if I got creative, whether it was songwriting or book writing, or in this case, writing for shows, the dreams wouldn't be nearly as bad, because I think it's like, in my case, possibly leftover imagination. My brain has so much
you gotta
stuff.
pour the cup out.
Yeah, it has so much. If I can empty it out, that's a good analogy, Cameron. If I can empty it out before I go to sleep, then dreams are limited.
Because your imagination curdles into nightmares
all right.
if you let it sit.
So I'm going to talk about something that might not have been a dream. And it depends on what you believe in. If you believe in the Bible, you believe in demons. If you believe in demons, then you believe that demons are real. So the other night I was sleeping. This has happened to me before. I woke up and there was something glowing on the other side of the bed. Now you may say, was it aliens? I don't know. Is it artificial intelligence? I don't know.
Watch out for the probing.
Was it?
If you hear any queen, you run.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was laying face up, luckily.
That's a good thing.
But so I saw it. I looked at it. I got that feeling of dread. Like, what is that? Is it going to hurt me? Then
Could you move?
Then I did something that I've never done before, which is why I think I was still awake. I reached over and put my hand through it. And I'll get
okay, so you could move.
I'm just getting I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, because my entire life I've never reached over and tried to swat at it. And my hand went through it and it started coming at me. And my wife can attest to this. She was in the other room because I went to bed a little bit early. Not only did I leap out of the bed, but you could see where I threw my blanket. It just landed flat on the ground. That's, how you throw your blanket?
Yeah.
I threw my blanket and I jumped nearly to the doorway, which is a pretty good leap.
Oh, I believe you.
And went in there and was telling her, and that feeling of dread, it takes a while for that to leave. And then you sit there and you think, was I dreaming or was that real? I don't know. And I still don't know. I don't know. The fact that I do believe I was awake. I do.
Yeah.
The fact that I don't know if it was guts or stupidity that I tried to swat at it.
I believe you.
Because my first thought is, okay, that's a reflection.
Yeah.
From something. So there's a, maybe.
But the thing is, where you live,
I know.
What would reflect off of anything?
Well,
there is no light out there.
Well, the door was slightly ajar, so there could have been some light reflecting off of swamp gas on a weather balloon. I don't know.
We're gonna start talking about chemtrails now, or?
Eventually. So I work around someone who's going to be on the show next week, Rob Brown, who's very scientific, science-minded. He doesn't believe in supernatural or anything like that. So my mind first went to being analytical, thinking it's a reflection. If it's a reflection and I swat through it, I'm just going to see light on my hand.
Right.
But when I swatted through it and then it started coming at me, it was not a reflection.
So
now,
I'm opposite.
Define coming at you.
All right.
Was it quick or was it slow?
Oh, there's a reason why I jumped to the doorway.
Okay, that's a good point.
Because it was moving. And
it doesn't matter if it was fast or slow. The fact that it was moving is,
if it's slow, you got time to just kind of back out of the bed and just kind of look at it the whole time. The thing was moving. And so I leapt out of the bed.
Was it moving in like a straight line, or was it moving all around?
It was moving at me because I swatted through it and it immediately went right at me. If you're watching on stream, you can see what means.
Yeah.
This is, means that, So, so my question for you, text line 71307 or Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, 1063 WRD, Upstate Pulse. Have you ever had an experience like that? And what did you do? We're going to take a break and we'll continue talking about this a little bit during the break. And when we come back, you listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on 1063 WRD, continuing live on the 1063 and Upstate Pulse Facebook pages, as well as the Upstate Pulse YouTube and Twitch page.
Were you having a
imagine
dream?
having that problem and not being able to move?
Oh, I've had those. I've had those too.
I get that too. It's sleep paralysis.
Yeah, I used to get that a bunch, which is why this is different, because I still have those. And when I have those, I yell for my wife to wake me up. And
yeah, I do the same thing. I have to do.
When you have those,
but I can't.
it doesn't come out as actually yelling. It comes, out as a garbled thing.
Yeah.
The movie, The Haunting of Hill House, I believe it was, not the series, The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah.
That really showed you what sleep paralysis felt like. The depiction of that.
It feels just like that. And
I was about to say, all you saw was a glowing light.
What happened to me one time, which really freaked me out, is I couldn't. It was the same thing. I couldn't tell if I was dreaming or not. Couldn't tell, but I was having sleep paralysis, and then my light flickered in the room, and then I went to get up, and as I was getting up out of the sleep paralysis, something grabbed me in the back of the head and pulled me back down to the pillow. That was creepy.
Yeah, this is some freaky stuff.
And what made me think it was real is because I could feel like fingers digging into the back of my head as it was pulling.
So did it make you want to get a haircut?
No, it just scared me half to death.
You just heard like at the back of your ear.
But then I woke up, so it was like a dream, but it didn't feel like a dream. So
yeah, this is the thing. I'm pretty sure I was awake.
Yeah, like and when you're having it, it's like you're awake. When I actually asked the doctor about it, and they said when you go to sleep, your body goes into paralysis, so that you don't act out your dreams. And just sometimes your body just doesn't come out of that paralysis when you wake up.
Yeah, your body is still kind of in stasis from REM sleep.
Right.
That's the other thing I was gonna say is like maybe I forget if there's some sort of like disorder or something, or like a malfunction or something of your brain where you're still like kind of in between the states of REM sleep and being awake.
Well, yeah, but I mean that doesn't make it any less real than anything else.
No, I got you. I'm just trying to remember.
So I don't know.
Coming back for a second.
I think all right. I'm 99% sure I was awake, because the fact that the hand thing, the fact that I put my hand through it, and the fact that
I think you were awake.
My analytical mind jumped ahead of my, oh crap, that's real mind. And I don't like that,
because I used to be a skeptic.
I don't want that. I don't want my science mind to get ahead of my, let me get away from that, then think about it first.
I'll analyze after I
I don't want that to be that.
Actual things happen. Man, I did live in a haunted house. That was crazy.
Yeah, you told us a story about that.
Yeah, it's creepy.
You made me think we were coming back.
I thought we were about to. I didn't realize it was 30 seconds left.
No, you saw me grab my headphones and thought that it was time. That's what it was. Yeah, it's like faking the throw with the dog. It's what can I say?
Are we live? Are we
It's
live?
called a visual cue.
Yes. Or maybe I'm just nervous, and so I wanted to hold my headphones.
Oh, it's hard telling those kinds of stories.
Even in the broad daylight.
Yeah.
Well, let's listen to some Coast to Coast on the way back home.
It's Ground Zero, actually.
Ground Zero? It's all right.
The cinematography.
The villain was a little bit over the top.
Yeah, that Gerald kid.
Nobody named Gerald is up to any sort of good.
Yeah, I know. It's definitely nefarious if your name is Gerald. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo here, along with T2 and Cameron, having fun on a Saturday. We'll have fun eventually.
Yeah,
right?
You had to start off with drag.
Listen, I wanted to. I'm interested because I don't want to actually go to real therapy, and I don't want to pay for anything. So I just, I want to use the audience as to hear what their experiences are and find out if I'm alone in things that are happening. Do we have any texts?
Oh, we got a few. Hang on a second. Let me find the beginning here.
I
All
gotta
right.
go back to the beginning.
We have one actually. Guys, I worked. Hold on. Okay,
You all right?
guys, I worked a minimum security at a minimum security facility that used to be a boarding school for wayward boys. Saw and heard several unexplainable things, including a large shadow with glowing red eyes.
You know, if you are someone who has had these experiences, this is the best time to talk about it because it's broad daylight.
Yeah.
It makes it a little bit easier. If it was nighttime out, you know, maybe you don't want to talk about, maybe you don't want to hear about it while you're on your way out to go get some food or go see a movie or something. Maybe you're like, why this ain't coast to coast, this ain't ground zero. What's he talking about?
Well, I do advise you talk about it away from the situation. Though,
yeah, and that's
because fear is what gives that kind of stuff power.
You know, and I thought, hey, do I want to talk about this? Yeah, absolutely, I want to talk about this because it was weird. And the weirdest thing, again, I've been having problems, dreams, and things like that my entire life. This is the first time I've ever thought, let me try to hit that thing. Yeah. The first time I've ever thought about that, and I am.
I think the glowing light was like, he hit me.
Yeah.
How dare he hit me? He's never hit me before.
No, man. No.
Well, you know, my advice would be just don't interact with it. Try your best not to.
Oh, well.
Yo, man, that's just hurtful. I'm gonna go right for his chest.
Yeah, I would rather
punch him. I'm gonna punch him right in his chest, just like he smacked me.
That's not funny.
I might be ethereal and all that, but I'm gonna smack him.
Yeah. So you know, usually my thing is to pray about it and as it's go, but I don't know why I actually reached out and tried to swat at it. It just
it's a reaction. It's a human reaction. Yeah, I mean, like you're trying to defend yourself.
And then I have this weird thought, and this is really weird. You're gonna think this is extremely weird. This for me, this is beyond weird, even weirder than this.
This is not where I thought the show was
all right,
going.
All right, so this is beyond weird. So
we leave you in a room by yourself for 1 week, and it's just
yeah, something broke.
We come back and we're talking dread.
Yeah, absolutely, something broke. We live in the woods, so we have mice problems sometimes. So I put out poison. Well, one of the mice decided to die underneath my bed, and I can't find it. So what if it was the ghost of the mouse?
I don't think so.
The ghost of Gus Gus.
Yes,
he was the ghost of Gus Gus.
He was a tubby mouse. No. It was a tubby mouse, the one that we got. Because
I know. I was saying that on purpose.
He was fat and he hopped. He was so fat he had to hop.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Don't you call them pack rats?
No. This was a mouse. It wasn't that big.
Oh, okay.
I've seen rats. It wasn't a rat. It was a mouse.
Maybe it was a really small pack rat.
But the mouse died underneath my bed because I can smell it and I can't find it. And maybe it's the mouse trying to get at me. Could be.
Yeah,
maybe not. It was too big to be a mouse. But you know,
I don't believe in
how big
animal
is a mouse
spirits.
ghost?
That's a good point.
We don't know.
Maybe
we just assume ghosts exhibit the same.
How
shape
big? How big was the light? Like
right.
how big was it?
All
like,
right.
Was it like beach ball size or was it like an orb?
It was.
Was it a bocce ball size?
It was the size of a small baby. So about this big.
Okay, so orby. All right.
Yeah, it's no, it had width to it too. I don't remember shape. I just, looked over, there it was, and I swatted at it, and then it came at me. So I didn't stop to
Texter writes it was a demonic possum.
You know what? I gotta tell you, it's about the size of a possum. It very well could have been a possum.
Let's go with that. I think we should go with that. Demonic possum.
Trash.
All right. Trey on the Facebook page says, I've had sleep paralysis a couple of times where it felt like I was being pushed down. I remember being half asleep and consciously feeling the need to cry out to Jesus. The Lord's name came out of my mouth and the pressure was gone. I was at peace after that, which is normally what you should do. Yeah. You should always do that.
That's my advice. Just pray and don't interact.
And then he also said Master Splinter's Force Ghost was coming after me.
Yeah. Master Splinter. Love Master Splinter.
But see, that would imply that Master Splinter is dead.
No, man. Master Splinter is not dead.
Although he might be able to project his aura.
He's in a sewer somewhere.
He could be. He could be out in the woods living near me. I don't know. It's a possibility.
Hiding out from Shredder, man.
Turn down your rock and roll music.
All right. So I think possibly the thing that bothers me the most may be my reaction more so than me actually seeing it, because I've seen things like that my entire life.
Why? Is it because it's so weird that you reacted that way?
Yes.
Or is it just the fact it's like, Why was I so stupid to try and hit the thing?
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing that's bothering me.
I think it's what I said earlier. I think it's just like, you subconsciously decided to defend yourself in some way.
Yeah, but your hand ain't gonna take out a spirit.
But that's why I said subconsciously, because
no.
like
Bathe that
you're
thing
just
with some holy
reacting
oil,
at that
pimp slap
at that
a
moment.
ghost.
Yeah, well, you're right. You probably could pimp slap a ghost. All right, text line 71307.
I'm gonna go bathe my instead of some baby powder, I'm gonna put some holy oil on that.
All right.
All right, somebody sent us a link. Hold on a second.
Yeah, we can't get links in the text line. So
yeah, I couldn't put that together. I mean, I guess I could, but all right.
Especially without your glasses, that would be a lot
it's
harder.
going to be difficult.
All right. I got
that's,
this.
That's a lot of letters.
I got this. All right, Texter writes, most logical book that I've ever read on both UFOs and the demonic connection, meaning that they are one in the same, is a book called Lights in the Sky and Little Green Men.
Is it one
a rational
book?
I don't know, this text is kind of weird. Christian look at UFOs and extraterrestrials.
That sounds pretty cool, actually. And he probably also, is it the same number that sent the link?
I believe so. Yeah. So that's the same thing.
The way the text line works, we can't really get a link. We can respond to text, but grabbing a link, you can't really do that.
You could drop it in the comments on the Facebook page, though. If you could do that.
You could do that. You could drop the link in the Facebook page, 1063 WORD, Upstate Pulse, or on YouTube or Twitch. I think it's
or Instagram. We have Instagram as well.
We do, but Tim never mentions that.
Well, I guess I do. I always mention it.
Well, he just mentioned it right now. He absolutely did.
Upstate Pulse on Instagram, baby.
All right. We've got a ton of things to get to, and you can still comment on the rest of the show if you like, but we are going to take our next break. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on 1063 WORD, continuing live on the 1063 and Upstate Pulse Facebook pages, as well as the Upstate Pulse YouTube and Twitch page.
We got so many things. That sign up is so many.
Possum Ghost is kind of freaky. Your mom does not like that. She's like, stop it.
We're here for your soul.
All right.
3 minutes. All right. Be right back. I'm gonna go grab some water.
In the meantime, there we go. There is the poster. If you have not voted yet, you can vote on the text line 71307, or you can vote right here where you're seeing it on the Facebook page, 1, 2, or 3. We're going to let it go probably one more week after this, and then we are going to pick the winner. And here's how this works. The one that wins will be a poster. We're not getting rid of the other pictures. I'm going to keep those, keep them as backgrounds and other things. But the one that wins will be the poster that we're going to get made up. It's going to hang in the new store of our sponsor, Borderlands Comics and Games. It's going to go with us when we are live on location. Like the picture that's up there right now, we usually take it with us.
Maybe get made into a tapestry.
Tapestry is a good way to go. Perhaps painted on the ceiling somewhere. Maybe even in here. Who knows if they'll even
made
notice.
Out of stained glass.
There we go. I'm down with that.
If anybody knows how to do stained glass work.
Cheaply. It can be stained plastic.
If we can barter, perhaps.
Yeah, well, we can only barter like work. All right. Scott is saying number 2. Okay.
Are you tallying this anywhere?
Of course, I'm tallying in my head.
Tally me banana.
Plus, we can always, when we decide, the majority of it is back on. Zach Adams says number 3. What's up, Angry Zach?
Which one's number 3?
The one that's 3?
Hold on.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. You don't want to put it together.
It's the one where I'm a pirate.
I remember what I did. I did it fast.
It was efficient, and we appreciate it.
Life comes at you fast.
Just like breaks do when they end. All right, when we come back, let's do some wrestling. Come back with the wrestling intro.
Really?
Yes.
So first the dread, now the wrestling. This is all over the place.
Thank you.
I'm just going to refer to this just as the dread.
This is my job.
Oh yes, this is my job.
It is my job.
It's my job to be crazy.
This is for sure my job.
With the wild and crazy guys.
So now I just want to say, if you're watching on the stream, if you go home tonight and you have feelings of dread, call the Ghostbusters. Don't call me. It's not my fault.
Call Smack a Ghost. You want your ghost pimp slapped? I'll come over and pimp slap your ghost.
Take that ghost out. All right, so we are going to we're moving things around just because I want to, and we are going to talk a little bit of wrestling because some major things happen in wrestling, and this is one of those things where Tim doesn't have a clue what's going on. Cameron kind of knows a little bit, but I'll probably get more input from people on Facebook and people on text line because we got wrestling fans out there like me, big time wrestling. We are going to break down WWE Hell in a Cell. And we are going to pick our matches, and the loser probably will face the Nerf wall next week, more than likely. And what I will also do, since Rob Brown is going to be on the show next week, is I will send him a text or a message to get him to give us his picks. He won't give them, and by default, he loses and faces the Nerf wall.
Oh, I'm down for this. I need to make sure I get like a specialized Nerf gun just for him.
Yeah, well, he's kind of tall and he's a good target. So, so be thinking about that. All right, the first thing to talk about is MJF's promo. No one in here has seen it except for me. MJF's promo. MJF is the best.
A different thing.
He is the best heel in all of wrestling. A heel is the bad guy. He is the best heel. You can have your Roman Reigns bloodline, all that kind of stuff. He is the best heel. There's 26 years old, the best guy out there, without a doubt. He is on the microphone. There's no one better. And you might consider it sacrilegious. I put his promos up there, especially the last couple with Dusty Rhodes, with Ric Flair, with Roddy Piper, with guys like that you feel it so much. This guy gets on the microphone and you feel it. Even if you don't like a guy, he was able to turn the crowd and then turn them back within a couple minutes while doing a promo the other night, which ended with him asking the boss to fire him. And he was screaming at the boss to fire him because he did not
fire me.
There were to the point where there was cursing and they had to cut him off. Now, there are some purists out there who love CM Punk and think his pipe bomb that he did a couple years ago was unscripted. It was absolutely scripted. He's already said that in a couple interviews, and he was able to do everything that he did, and they never pulled the plug on him. They let him do it. Well, MJF had the plug pulled on him, and the way we've got a chance to interview a ton of AEW guys over on the Fan Upstate. I've talked to Lance Archer. I've talked to Matt Hardy. I've talked to Mark Henry. Talked to Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, been able to interview all these
Captain
people.
Insano?
Yeah. Paul White, South Carolina's own Paul White, the Big Show.
Technically, you guys broke that story.
Yeah, we did. We did break that story. So we've got to talk to all these guys, and they've mentioned, and I've heard it in other interviews, that the promos for, and Tony Schiavone, the promos for AEW are not scripted. They might give them a bullet point here or there, but they go out and they do their thing. So people are thinking that this was real, that it's not a shoot. In wrestling, a shoot is real. A work is they're just doing their job. So it's not real. It's fake. It's wrestling. So this is a work. It's not a shoot. This got a lot of eyes on him, including like Jericho has said some things. I've watched it over and over again. It was so good. It really was. It's one of those, I think 50 years from now, that people will look back and go, that was a moment right there, because it absolutely was. This guy did such a good job. And he's only going to get better because he's only 26 and his wrestling is good. All the angles. One of the things he said is he's the number 2 most watched on AEW. I never looked up who number 1 is because I think he should be number 1. That's how good he is. All right, let's talk.
But he's not number 1. He's number 2.
Well, that's what he says.
So who's number 1?
I don't know. Look it up. let's talk CM Punk. Zach finally gets it. OG from the Upstate Pulse. Zach says CM Punk is dead. Only PG Punk remains. You're absolutely right. I don't know if you're going with what MJF has said or if you really believe that, but I will say that CM Punk is a waste of space. He's an old guy, came in and got his contract, and in his contract, I believe he was told he would get the belt early on. Now the question is he really hurt? The fact that he's not relinquishing the belt makes me think that he might actually be hurt and that they're going to do an interim champion. But I think the interim championship will turn into a full-on championship because CM Punk is done. He came in, did what he wanted to do. He got owned on the mic by MJF, by the way. Owned to the point where it was sad. I almost felt sorry for him, and I don't like him. That's how bad it was. And I've been accused of not liking CM Punk because he's popular. That's not why. I don't like him because he's fake. And I've never believed anything he said. And yes, I know wrestling isn't real. I get it. But wrestling is like anything else. You should feel that person, it's like when you go and watch a movie, like Spider-Man's up there right now. Spider-Man ain't real, but you know what? Tobey Maguire at the time really looked like Spider-Man. Everything he did with Spider-Man,
right.
There wasn't anything that made you go, well, that's not Spider-Man.
It's all about portraying the character.
Right.
And if you're not portraying the character well, then you're not doing your job.
I mean, I
right.
agree with that.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And CM Punk is just smiling and going out, well, I've got a lot to learn. I'm not that good. No, you're not. You're right. You're not that good. And he embarrassed wrestling when he went into UFC and got his face beat in twice.
Well, there's some people that are just famous in name only.
Well,
no talent, just
I
name
think
only.
Back in the day, people liked him because they felt like he was going against the system. He was going against the WWE. He was going against Vince McMahon.
Everybody loves a rebel.
It was scripted. Not everybody. The people who being rebelled against, they don't care for the rebels. All right. Let's see. Zach says, yeah, Punk was never the squeaky clean guy. I don't know why he's trying to do that now. It doesn't work for him. It doesn't. The thing is, Zach, the reason why I think he's doing that now is because I think he looks across and sees MJF and knows he can't be that. I think that's what it is, and maybe it's time
Jealousy
to go bye-bye. I don't think it's so much jealousy. When you see someone who's better than you, they're just better than you.
Yeah.
So, and in this case, someone better than you on the screen, better than you at doing what you used to do, you've got to change who you are in order to stay relevant. And he's no longer relevant. Trey says CM Punk wasn't limping around at all to be injured. I was hobbling around when I had plantar warts. That sounds painful.
Plantar warts?
The
I think you've been using the plantar a little bit too much.
I'm saying how he spelled it. Don't crack on Trey. It could, if you held the plantar too much, you might get warts because it is evil. You're looking at the Eye of Sauron. But plantar warts. Tim wants to see pictures.
I do.
Yeah, he does. He wants pictures. All right, let's get to. I got you, Trey. I got you. Zach says, I bet he broke his leg when he jumped in the crowd and his leg landed on the guardrail. Might have. It looked pretty painful. If we have any texts, we'll get to those in a minute. We're going to do WWE Hell in a Cell. When we come back, we got another break to take. We're going to take a final break of the hour. We come back, we're going to break down Hell in a Cell. Get to your texts, get to your messages. And then hour number 2, we've got a big surprise. It's not going to tell you what it is. It's a big surprise. Listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD. Continuing live on the 106.3 and Upstate Pulse Facebook pages and the Upstate Pulse YouTube and Twitch page.
And Instagram.
This is too much.
It is a lot. Is the text line still flaccid, though?
Of course, it will forever be flaccid. Chris, they've been here. They just weren't here for me last week. And
Why'd you gotta say it like that?
I know how that sounded, and I apologize. Tim requested.
He's so salty about
we
it,
can't
man.
leave him.
No. Tim requested.
We can't leave him alone again, or else the dread.
Tim,
Yeah.
That could be why. Tim requested the weekend off, and I try to be a good boss, and Tim does an excellent job, and he's stepping up more than you guys have a clue, unless you listen all day. If you listen all day, then you know how much he stepped up this week.
Yeah.
So if he requests a day off, I try to give it to him. And Cameron was sick.
And I was dying.
No, he wasn't. He was just sick.
We're actually all slowly
I was
dying.
Huh?
We're actually all slowly dying.
Oh, we are. Some faster than others.
Yeah.
You know, I try to take it somewhere else. You guys are going back to Dread. All
Back to the dread.
Back to
We
Dread.
started with the dread. We're gonna end with the dread.
Dreadly.
The only Dread I want to talk about now is Judge Dredd.
Dreadlocks.
And should Carl Urban do a second one?
What's that rap tap tapping on my chamber door?
That would be the Raven. Nevermore.
Oh, it's Doc Ock. Oh my god, I haven't seen this movie in forever.
Do we have text?
Are you watching Spider-Man 2?
We do. We have a few.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, Zach, I get the whole thing. I'm not going to buy that pay-per-view because I'm like MJF. I'm just not on, New Japan. I've seen some of their stuff, but unless you're really into it, I'm not gonna have a clue who those guys are.
So this week, yeah, I was here pretty much all week.
Mhm.
I watched Endgame. I think Supernatural. It was show with the 3 witches on it.
So one thing.
What's that show with them 3 witches?
Yeah, like the 3 witches.
Not Enchant.
Charmed?
Charmed.
Yeah.
Charmed was on. What else was on here? It was a couple of other Marvel movies on here. I just watched them while I was working. It was awesome. With no sound.
It's not bad, Zach. It's kind of fun to watch, but the rules are different and stuff. But I can't. I'm into too many other things. I can't get into something else because
you need to get into Attack on Titan.
No, I also have to watch sports because
Why are you going back to Dread?
my other job.
It's not Dread.
It's nothing but Dread.
Oh,
And because
have
I
you
enjoy
seen
sports.
Those are people screaming and getting eaten by giant monsters. It's
Have you
nothing but-
seen it?
Yes. And
You've
I
seen the
stopped
whole
watching
thing.
it. I stopped watching it after a couple episodes. 'cause
Oh,
it's
see,
like,
you haven't
By the
watched
way,
it.
I had
You
Hawk
haven't
from
watched it.
Hawk and Tom ask me. He's like, "Do you enjoy talking about sports?" Like, yeah. And he was telling me that he thought that it sounded like I'm having fun and that Rob and I have really good chemistry. So I thought that
Yeah.
was really cool, coming from someone who's one of the only people who's been in this building longer than me.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are talking to each other. I'm talking to the audience. I mean,
we're also listening to you too.
yeah, that's no,
We don't want to leave you alone anymore.
yeah.
I'm
well,
trying to be
I'm-
multi-aware.
I am
okay?
an island. Good for you.
Look, the dread
Multi-aware.
loneliness comes for us
I got
all.
a text
get that,
line.
but
I got a comment feed.
First the
here.
birds around my car. Now I got things coming at me while I'm
I
trying
got
to
things
sleep.
Recording over
Have you been
here
hearing a very
and
deep voice going,
all this madness?
No, because I wouldn't answer. I don't answer to Gerald.
crap? The spell won't work regardless. of that.
Going down the road.
All right, 10 seconds.
It's one of those things. Not even my mom calls me Gerald. So I mean, no one calls me that except the doctor's office. And when I'm trying to hide.
Yes.
Yeah, I know John Cusack is kind of over there, but I still love his kind of humor. I do.
It is definitely.
We
your kind of
figured it.
humor.
We figured it out. It's semantic humor
Semantic humor?
because
Good point. Okay,
Because,
it is very much semantic humor.
semantics is something that Rob Brown and Chris Evans and I have semantic arguments all the time, to the point where you could say it's a tangent, but you go off into the semantic argument that may last 15 minutes off of just one thing being said. And a lot of John Cusack movies have those. Hot Tub Time Machine, Say Anything, Better Off Dead.
I have a lot of those same arguments with my friends. It's just one of those things of when you're very analytical about something, it allows you to play with it a little bit more.
It does. And you know what? I don't know. Is it nerd humor? Is it intellectual humor? I don't know.
I think it's more intellectual. I don't want to be too arrogant about it, even though I am very arrogant about it.
Yeah. Well, then why am I doing it? Because, I am rarely the smartest guy in the room. And if I am, this is not a bright room. it's not.
What's that dim light over there?
Yeah. It would not be that. Yeah. So, I'm just a guy who learns things through repetition, like monkeys.
I'm used to being in a very dull. I feel like I'm in a very dull cutlery box.
All
But
right,
Anyway,
let's get to. Do we have any texts?
Yes, actually we do.
We're gonna get to these matches, but let's get to the text.
Text the rights. West of the Rockies, you are on the air with Art Bell. I'm back. I now inhabit Lonzo.
All right, you don't get it.
No.
Art Bell's coast to coast. He was for a really long time. West of the Rockies, coast to coast is on at night.
Okay. Yeah.
he was
which is-
basically saying that Dad is going coast to coast.
That
Or
I've
wait-
been,
I got
that
you.
I've been inhabited, in other words, possessed by Art Bell.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Hence,
I got
hence
you.
the dread at the beginning.
It's all right.
Sorry.
Tim's learning. You know.
I just at some point I just have to read the words that are there.
What?
All right.
The anatomy of a joke. Bob
Bro.
Pappy.
All right, text writes, life is kind of simple, completely balanced. There's an up, there's a down, there's a lift, there's a right, there's a hot, there's a cold, there's Jesus Christ, and there's the devil. Just don't give him the opportunity.
Profound.
Hey,
but,
that is great advice.
I
It
was
was
very
probably
curious
left.
as to where that was
Probably-
going.
it's
That was
probably
very
left.
winding.
And not lift, but
What'd I say?
you said lift, but it's okay.
Yes, right in the
There's,
lift.
there's a lift and there's a right.
Oh, oops.
Feel free to make fun of Tim for losing his
Oops.
glasses again.
Oops.
All right, continue.
All right, Texter writes, dude, I'm old. I don't Instagram or Facebook, but I did send a link to you on Twitter. All right, and Texter writes, Lonzo playing SWG Legends and listening to the Pulse. Great ending to a tough day driving a cab. Tracy P from Gaffney. Well, we love you, Tracy.
We do. And hopefully we can make you laugh. Hopefully not give you any senses of dread. But you can take those out on the game that you're playing.
Yes,
So,
we're
yeah.
trying to avoid the dread.
yes, we are.
I can't seem to escape it.
Hey, you guys keep bringing it back. I went somewhere fun. Okay,
Look,
we're trying to talk
taking- I'm
wrestling.
taking a page out of your
He
book.
said that. I
and
had
having-
nothing to do with this.
We have the theme for the show. The theme of the show is dread.
Yes, it's good. It's good to have a hook.
the dreaded dread.
The dread. I'm guessing.
Like a meat locker.
Listen,
It's a hook and a meat locker.
the hook of the dread is only going to happen hour one. I guarantee it. All right. So let's get to WWE Hell in a Cell. We're going to pick matches. The loser faces the wall next week. Let us start with a no holds barred match. You know what that means, Tim?
Nope.
Okay. A no holds barred match means anything goes. It means you can hit somebody with a chair or a table.
So it's not fake.
Or, well, it looks painful and there's blood. So, yeah. And by the way, the scripted part, you know what's really scripted?
What?
The endings.
Yeah.
Everything else is improv. So they
So
tell
they're actually beating each other's face.
they
in there?
tell each other
'Cause
what
that
they're
would be
gonna-
pretty cool. I would
they-
watch that.
well, no holds barred matches are like that, especially in AEW. But we're talking WWE right now.
All right.
AEW loves the blood. So no holds barred match. Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin. This match has happened like 35 times. But Madcap did get rid of the suspenders.
Did he?
Yes, he did. So that means he means business. No holds barred match means also interference can come in.
That means I'm going madcap.
Are you? Cameron is going Madcap.
I'm
Jumped in and
firing
went
in
first.
quick.
All right, Tim, who you got?
All right. Who is the other guy?
Madcap Moss or Happy Corbin?
Happy Corbin.
All right. So you notice I stressed the first word to get Tim to go with Happy Corbin.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Well, I am going Madcap Moss. Or Moss, rather. Morris is a different guy. Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel. Let me tell you about this. All right. There used to be a wrestler named Elias who would come out. You love the Elias, by the way.
Yeah.
He's put out some songs and stuff on Spotify. They're actually not bad. He
Okay.
would come out and do an acoustic set for the audience.
Okay. Yeah. I would
And-
definitely be into
and
that.
would say, "Who wants to walk with Elias?" And it was really cool. I got a T-shirt. I
And
actually-
everybody
and,
yelled.
and his T-shirt, his wrestling T-shirt, has concert dates on the back of it. It was really, really cool. Well,
That's actually ingenious.
yeah, Elias
It's ingenious
disappeared
branding.
for a long time, and then this guy comes back named Ezekiel. Ezekiel looks a lot like Elias, without a beard. And this guy named Kevin Owens, who is one of the best in the entire business. And yes, before Zach jumps in here, no, I didn't like him when he first started because he never won, but he has gotten better and better and better. And Kevin Owens on the mic and live, we saw him at was it Raw that we saw him at?
I think it was
It
wrong.
was Raw. It was amazing to see him live. And LexCorp was down in the first row and actually got some video, and you can hear everything Kevin Owens was saying. It was so awesome. So Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel. Kevin Owens doesn't like liars, and he believes that Ezekiel is actually Elias. They've done DNA tests. They've done lie detector tests to prove that he's actually Elias.
Wait a minute. DNA test?
Yes.
Like, really?
Yeah, but the DNA test was it was tainted by barbecue sauce. Apparently, Otis touched the sample with barbecue sauce.
That happens.
Which it does happen.
It happens.
Barbecue sauce is it's hard to not spill some of it.
So sticky.
So I'm going with Kevin Owens to win this. I'm probably going to be wrong. All right, Tim, Kevin Owens or Ezekiel?
Ezekiel.
All right, Cameron.
I am also going to go with Ezekiel.
All right. Let's see. The next match, handicap match, Bobby Lashley versus Omos and MVP. Omos is 7 foot something tall, and MVP is an old guy, but he's very experienced. Bobby Lashley used to fight MMA. He is, he looks like what you would think a bodybuilder should look like. This also a match that keeps happening. It's what happens.
Also has the articulation skills of one as well.
He's talking better now.
Is he?
Yeah, they've been getting rid of. They got rid of a lot of people, but they're starting to bring some other people back in. Hopefully soon, so the matches won't be so repetitive. So, Tim, who you got? Bobby Lashley or Omos and MVP?
Almost an MVP.
All right, Cameron.
Bobby Lashley.
Okay, and I am going with Omos and MVP.
Yeah, that was the wrong answer.
Zach wants to know what's the difference between no holds barred, no disqualification, hardcore match, and an unsanctioned match.
The name.
Letters. Yes, that's the only thing.
Letters.
Yes, letters. All right. The next match is a United States Championship match between Theory, who's the champion, versus Mustafa Ali, however they decide to pronounce it this week. Theory is Vince McMahon's protege. Gets away with a lot of stuff. Mustafa Ali supposedly wanted to leave WWE and they wouldn't let him out. So now he's like paying the price for coming back. I'm going to say Theory stays the champion. Cameron, who you got?
I'm also going to go with Theory.
Tim.
Mustafa, because it's really close to Mustafar.
Okay. All right. Wow, what a nerd answer. Raw Women's Championship match. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch versus Asuka. Cameron, who you got?
We'll go with my girl Bianca.
All right, Tim.
With my heart.
Asuka.
That's not bad, Tim.
Yeah.
All right.
The bun kind of swiveled.
All right.
And said that.
I am also going with Becky Lynch. All right. And finally, the last match is a Hell in a Cell match, which is a big time steel cage.
The steel cage.
And it is Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. Cody Rhodes has beat Seth Rollins twice so far now. So will he beat him also in a Hell in a Cell? I'm going to go first and say, yes, he will. Cameron, who you got?
I'm going to go Seth Rollins.
All right, Tim.
Cody Rhodes.
All right, we're going to see who wins this thing next week and who loses is the more important part because that person faces the Nerf wall. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD. When we come back, oops, and some other things, including video games and Nerd Roundtable. That was my Terra kind of ending.
Like the Irish goodbye?
No sign off.
Oh.
Where are you going?
Well,
okay.
No, that was the
Is
Irish.
she done talking?
That was like that. That was like the Irish goodbye of like radio sign-outs. You just done.
What do you mean?
leave.
Can't do Irish right now. I also have been
What do
taxed.
you mean you can't do Irish right now?
I've also been taxing my voice, so I may not be able to do something else. We'll see.
Well, that's on you. Must be the dread.
Must be the dread. Exactly.
At least it's not the dread from
You're right, Zach.
Magician series.
Seth probably needs to win.
Also, Bog Time Bex.
And as we know, I sometimes I all the time mess up on these picks. That's why I face the wall more than anybody.
Yep. Which is why Tim is always picking
It's
your
like
side.
it's
which
like
is
me
hilarious.
picking the NFL. I overthink the NFL, and I do poorly at picking the NFL. I do really good at picking college games.
I should probably try to get the.
Let's see if we get flagged.
Okay.
I'm curious because it's
Well, I get flagged all the time. That's why I'm asking.
well, if you keep it kind of low, which you normally would be, I would put it in channel 3. Keep it, let it go through utility, and we'll find out. Because Christmas karaoke didn't get flagged.
Yeah, but we played. Oh no, but we did the.
Yeah, we did the beds.
Yeah.
So,
So like we talked about.
yeah. Yes, as we discussed.
All right, save.
All right, so have that ready, and also have oops ready, because
All right,
we're gonna,
oops ready. And
okay.
let me grab the other thing too.
We're going to ask some vacation questions, and then we're going to go into that. Yeah, Zach. So now forever, when I see Becky Lynch, I'm going to think Bog Time Bex. I
Yep.
am.
Bog Time Bex.
You know why? Because when she comes out, it just bogs everything down.
It
It makes you feel dread.
Bog usually means like poop in British terms. Like going to the bog. That's going to the toilet. It's either that or Gavin Free's just a weirdo.
Hey,
This is
you
what I hear. Yeah, just some famous slow-mo guy.
famous what guy?
He's one of the slow-mo guys.
Slow mo.
Yeah, slow-mo. What did you
It
think?
sounded like you said slow mo.
Yeah, it's just without the space.
When you say slow mo, I think slimo, which makes me think young Anakin. Slamo or
Slamo.
yeah.
A great insult.
Well, Chris, the thing about that is I won't be on it next week because I'm on vacation. But
There'll be better hair
but
though.
you know what? Yeah, Tim's going to be on it, and Tim doesn't watch sports, but the host does, so it'd be good. But on that show, we also do a lot of stuff that we do here, just with sports as the main thing.
Don't say anything about Britt Baker. Everybody
Yeah,
was
my
making
friend
fun of
Britt
Becky.
Baker, DMD, one of the best interviews I've ever done in my entire life. I would never disparage her. But I'm going to put Bianca above Becky any day.
I just like the hair. The hair's just such a because it's so Mortal Kombat. I love it. Finish it. This girl has like her hair down so long, it's like to her calf, and she has it braided to where it's like a whip, and she just tears people up with it.
Oh, is this like a wrestler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying Kadobi? Are you meaning Kenobi? Yeah, we didn't do that. That's a good point. We're gonna
General Kenobi.
Yeah, we are gonna talk Kenobi probably in segment 2.
So everybody would be reminded.
We'll do it in segment 2. You
That's
guys
why you did it.
remind me in the next break. We'll do it in segment 2.
You tactical genius here.
You are learning, by the way.
Yeah, I was teasing it. Oh, where's Aunt May?
Trey, I will say this. Have a nice day. If you can figure it out from have a nice day, then you know what it is. Yeah, we're not doing it yet, Zach. Not until segment number 2. You stick around until then. You don't want to miss this next segment. Trust me.
It's going to be fun.
And the interview may not have been that good, Trey, because this is going to sound arrogant and things, but I wasn't there. So, I'm a calming influence. That's me. Never instigating, Never causing any problems. I'm like a sandy beach at sunset.
I hate sand.
Comes, I am a bridge over troubled waters.
You're a bridge with a trap door in the middle.
It's still a bridge over troubled waters. You just got to watch where you step.
No, you dump people into the troubled waters.
No. It's your
You
fault.
tricked them. You're a false bridge.
Welcome into hour number 2 of the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo here along with T2 and Cameron. Having a blast on a Saturday night. Had a great first hour. Cannot wait for this hour. We're going to have a lot of fun, including we're going to do Oops here in a few minutes. We're also going to talk about the latest episode of Kenobi, but we're not going to do that until segment number 2. And we also got, we'll talk some video games, got Nerd Roundtable, got Lightning Round, all the things that you would expect here on this fine program. All right, let's get to our oops.
Oops upside your head. Say oops upside your head. Say oops upside your head. Say oops upside your head.
Nobody can take that much and still live.
What's this? That's cray cray.
Is everybody in this town on drugs?
This is ridiculous.
All right, for those of you on stream, sometimes you can hear the background, sometimes you can't. It's because of flagging. If your video gets flagged, then it gets pulled, and we try not to do that. Sometimes we test boundaries, sometimes we don't. When it comes to oops, I don't know. Anyway, so our oops usually has something to do with someone being arrested. In this case, it absolutely does. I didn't print out the story, but that's fine because I know what the story's all about. It was in Arkansas, I believe, is where it was. So this large woman. Lizzo size, I'm going to say, if you know who that is, a Lizzo-sized woman, which means
supersize me or
plus size. Cameron, turn your mic on. That's how that works. Yeah.
Can I noob him?
Do it. Noob him.
how dare you?
Look at how excited he is about it.
You finally get one on me. Way to go, Tim.
Are you ready?
By the way,
Way to go, kid. 100-1. Way to go.
All right. So anyone listening online or on the Facebook page, I just want to point out that that is the voice of Angry Zach Adams, who's on the Facebook page right there. Our good buddy Flaccid Patrick went in and recorded it and got it in there, and it's been used ever since. So the oops comes down to this. So a Lizzo-sized woman decided to just park her car in the middle of traffic and start dancing. And she danced on top of her car. She danced around her car. She did some twerking. And yes, there is a video. And yes, I watched it all for show prep purposes. Then she hit the ground, threw up some birds. She all around had some fun. And there's actual onlooker video of people just driving up and commentating as they're watching her do all this. And, it sometimes you just feel the need to dance. I back in the day, me and my friends, sometimes we'd be driving along and someone would yell dance and we just would park and throw open the doors and would just start dancing like crazy. It was funny. It was goofy. It was stupid. We didn't stop traffic, though. This lady stopped traffic. Apparently, she's been arrested for disturbing the peace a bunch. Tim, have you ever just jumped out and danced for no reason at all?
This is for you, buddy.
All right. Sometimes you just got to dance.
Daggum right, you do.
Y'all better be singing it.
I'm working so hard. I'm punching my card.
8 hours for what? Oh, tell me what I got.
I think y'all came in wrong.
We probably did.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
It's my fault. I was a little worried. I get this feeling that time's just a holding me down.
I'll hit the ceiling, or else I'll tear up this town.
Wild. Well, I
Gotta cut loose, foot loose, kick off your Sunday shoes. Please, Louise, pull me off of my knees. Jack, get back. Come on before we crack. Loose, you're loose. Everybody cut foot loose.
Play Pappy.
Yeah.
Make this guy stop singing country.
Silence.
But way down in your heart.
I lost my spot.
Violet for a start.
Where are we?
Life ain't a passing
Oh, no.
you by.
Oh, passing you by. All right, there it is. There it is.
To tell you, it will if you don't
even
try.
Please stop with all the country. Oh, gotta
Cut loose, cut loose. Kick off your Sunday shoes. Please, Louise,
Blow me
take
off
it
of
for
my
me.
knees.
Whoa,
Oh.
Milo. Come on, let go. Loose, your blues.
Loose.
Everybody
What does
cut
that
foot
mean?
loose.
Why are they loose? I don't know what they're talking about. Does that mean
Don't think
they're,
about it too hard.
does that mean they're limber? Does that
Yeah.
mean they can move their arms
Yeah.
and their legs?
Very limber,
Okay.
very flexible. The ground. Hold up your soul.
No.
I think Pappy's dead.
He sounds dead.
Kick off your Sunday shoes.
Maurice, shake it for
Not that
me.
one, dadgummit.
Whoa, Milo,
That's not the right one. Why
All
are
right,
you guys so bad at
loose
this?
your blues. Everybody cut foot loose,
Hey,
foot
Pappy,
loose.
Yeah.
I want to blame Pete for allowing someone to come in for the Pappy Goofy extraordinaire thing and let a country boy come in here.
Yeah, dadgummit, we
That's
were
right,
doing fine
boy.
until the country guy got in
We
here. Billy
don't
Bob, what are
like
you doing here?
Country on this station. We will not sing anymore with some country boy.
We're done. It's about as bad as when Cartman was in here.
All
I
right.
like country.
I don't like how you said that. This ain't no sultry program, kid.
I miss that little kid.
It's all right, Goofy. You can see him in therapy.
All right. I got to take a break now. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD. You can follow us also on the Upstate Pulse Facebook page. Gosh,
Are you all right, Goofy? Seems like you're having some sort of, aneurysm.
I'm choked up thinking about that kid. He was so talented.
You can also see us on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.
Yes, Zach, I was intentionally trying to sound like Goofy. That was the whole point. Here's
I didn't mention this on purpose, but the lyrics are wrong because it loops back to the beginning.
Oh, it did.
Yes.
well, here's the problem. All right.
Separated these.
It's a little bit of a problem is I don't know. I don't know.
We knew it was going to be a train.
Karaoke is
That's the
not
whole
supposed to
point.
be perfect.
We got through a couple
Here's
of
how
things.
this works. For all the Upstate Pulse karaoke songs, they start out pretty good. They rarely finish that way.
No, it always ends in a fight.
Oh God, I didn't have it in auxiliary. It was just us singing on the recording.
What? Oh,
It's okay. It's all right.
All right.
You know, Tim, how many people actually listening to this to the podcast anyway? Or you know what you could do? You can go back in and add the music.
I could.
wouldn't be that hard.
No, except for I didn't start on time. So
Yeah.
it would.
I was just looking at you. I was like, Dad's gonna be able to start this off because I know I can't.
I
do it
very
very
rarely
well.
mess up. I messed up. I was All right, I gotta say, I get nervous with Chris not here. I just do.
You don't have your crutch no more.
I don't.
You gotta walk.
I don't.
You gotta walk on that brace. I don't know what we're walking on.
Why is he always so angry, man?
Because deep down, I'm furious about life.
Apparently.
Nothing goes right. Everything goes wrong. I have to voice it somehow.
And every time I wrote what we were doing, I would just tell Chris, do something. That I was very, he like, which voice? He's like, do a voice, except for here. Specifically here, it has to be Cartman. When we did Bohemian Rhapsody, Cartman had to be at a certain point to make it work.
There were these two characters in The Legend of Korra, which is an Avatar: The Last Airbender thing. And it was this inventor named Varric. And he would just go, Jun Lee, do the thing. And she would just do whatever the heck the harebrained scheme was, including like hiding in a platypus bear that also like could sprout wings. And yes, there are very weird animals on that show. Chris was your Julie. He would just do the thing. You no longer have that person that you can just say, do the thing.
No, I mean, this is something we need to work into. I've only done 2 songs without Chris. When I did Am I a Man or a Muppet? And
I would have prepared something.
And this one,
I'd known ahead of time.
Why? Because if we prepare, it's not spontaneity is the thing.
All right, there's a certain level of like a little bit of.
I had time to.
By the way, you guys are overthinking this. Did you think it would be an amazing performance?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't supposed to be. It wasn't bad either.
Here's the problem, and you recognize this as much as I do. Pappy is so overpowering that you can't hear yourself.
Yeah.
And that causes you to lose your impression.
Headphones down and you can't hear yourself.
Yeah, it causes you to lose your impression. So anytime we lost it, it's because you decided to rear your head back and go full on. And he also has to be over there trying to watch the levels.
Sorry.
You're so excited to do it that it was just like you were, I don't know.
It's kind of hard.
You're trying to reach the people in the back.
It's hard to do something with Pappy screaming in your ear.
He's trying to reach the people in the back.
I had the moment where I could, just express myself. So I expressed myself.
What's fine? Express, but just do it like this.
Quieter.
Way back here.
So at the moments when I lost Goofy, at the moments when I lost Goofy is because I couldn't hear myself. So I mean, and in order to do an impression, you actually have to hear it. Yeah.
I think you guys need to get better because I couldn't hear me either.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo, T2, and Cameron here having fun on a Saturday night. I just want to say, whatever kind of train wreck you thought that was, we will, and we have done worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
There have been worse.
Yes. And all things considered, you go back and listen, and not that bad.
Here's the thing. If we can get halfway through the song, it's a success. It's a success for what we're doing. Because it will usually break down after.
I will bring up the S word debacle and what happened then.
Pappy was very upset.
What happened with this S word debacle
during the Christmas karaoke special? I believe it was Donald Trump, possibly.
It was definitely Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. What was the word supposed to be?
It was supposed to be sots. It was not sots on the air.
It was not
coming from his
sots.
lips.
He kind of added an L in there.
He got his mind on something.
No, it was a couple of years ago. So Patrick and Cameron are doing
S-Gate, we call it.
Yeah, Patrick and Cameron were doing their song, and then he said it, and I thought Chris was going to have a heart attack. So I mean, so there's that, and So forever that will always be there. There have been things.
Fond memories.
There have been things. There was Goofy and Cartman doing "Baby It's Cold Outside."
Yeah, that was the
And
most disturbing thing of all time.
It was hard to get through, but I wanted to do it so bad for so long, and I finally got Chris to agree to it.
And me and Patrick were like hiding in our shirts because it just was so cringy.
And then
it was so awful.
Then, of course, the best song we've ever done on the air for Pulse Karaoke was Bohemian Rhapsody. Without a doubt, it's the best so far. You know, you can have that's the GOAT. This is the GOAT. No. It's so far. So that's the best one so far. We will do something better eventually. But you know what?
We'll also probably do something worse.
Probably. And the other thing is you can look at it and go, did we peak then? If we did, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
It was a high peak.
It was a very good peak.
It wasn't a small hill. It was a giant mountain.
I will still play that song on occasion.
Texter writes, guys, your song was still better than the movie. Yeah.
You know, and I which version? The original
which one?
or the remake?
Suck it, Kevin Bacon.
Come on now.
What?
He's probably listening because he's everywhere. Kevin
good
Bacon
point.
is everywhere.
Yeah,
Sorry,
man.
Kevin Bacon. I'm sorry.
All right. I just want to say this is something that I need to admit. I don't know if this would, you know what? See if you can find Nerd Confessions, because we haven't done one of these in a long time. I think it does.
I'm not so sure.
It's in the hotkeys. We've only used it once. Why not? Hit it.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, etc., etc.?
I want you to tell the truth.
Is he telling the truth? Someone's got to teach that worthless nerd how the world really works.
I have a confession to make. Okay. Confession.
I have something I want to tell you.
All right, so I have a nerd confession. You can go ahead and fade the music so we don't get flagged. That's a Policy of Truth by Depeche Mode, by the way. So here's my confession. I have never seen Footloose, ever. I had no desire to see Footloose.
Coming from the guy who gets mad at us for not watching 80s movies.
We just did an entire segment about a movie that I have never seen.
It's like you're just an archive of 80s knowledge.
He really is.
And it's the Camino.
But it's
of your
awesome,
80s
though.
knowledge.
But why do you need to watch the movie?
Yeah, but it's awesome.
Why do you need to watch the movie Footloose? Because it's about a town that doesn't allow dancing, and then they dance. We'll defy you. We'll dance.
Oh, I'm not cracking on you for the content of the movie.
By the way, I already saw that concept in Dirty Dancing. Why do I need to see it in Footloose?
I was thinking you were about to say I lived that concept.
Texter writes, guys, there was another version of Footloose. Why?
Just like there was another version of Point Break. Why?
Yeah, why? Yeah. Why?
Or it's just like everybody remakes a West Side Story. I mean,
or an anime.
You know, I get that, and I get making William Shakespeare stuff over and over again, or Shakespeare related things. I get all that. But there are some movies that are classic that should never be touched ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would be one of them, probably. I wouldn't know because I never saw it. By the way, anybody have any nerd confessions?
Nerd confessions?
So it's something that you pretend like that you've done, or a game you've played, a movie you've watched, but you know all about it, so you can get by without people thinking that you didn't do it. I would tell you the best nerd confession that was ever made on these airwaves was when Patrick gave the nerd confession that he never actually saw They Live. After They Live took out Matrix, and Chris wanted to kill somebody when he left the room.
I don't know.
That's
what I have to think about.
I'm still surprised that you actually believed him.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You know why? Because I told you, the reason why I believe Patrick saw They Live when we were doing the bracket is because I was watching Chris. I didn't look at anybody else.
You didn't care.
Yeah, I just wanted to see Chris's reaction.
In the end, the truth was immaterial. All that mattered was
there are only a few times I would watch Chris, and it's when I knew he was going to get mad. Like when we would do karaoke stuff, I couldn't look at him because I'm straight man. And as the straight man, if you look at the person who's the comedy, they're going to break you up. And so the best thing is to not make eye contact, just to stay looking at your screen and move on, and try not to snicker, try not to do anything. It's so hard to be the straight. It's easy to be the comic relief. It is hard to be the straight man, without a doubt.
Stone face it.
Oh no, Chris, He didn't see it, but he made sure that They Live moved past the Matrix in our sci-fi bracket.
It was only just meant to screw with Chris.
Yeah, because we like to watch Chris get angry. Just like I really like to watch Zach get angry. Zach got the nickname of Angry Zach because I found out early on in his career, because he was a little bit nervous when he first started in radio, that if I made him mad, he became more focused. So I did that. By the way, Chris, this isn't Squire Tim over here. I just want to make sure that you know that. This is T2.
Yeah. I'm 2.0, man.
Yeah. Squire Tim is a totally different guy, and is, by the way, the one guy who did the worst song ever.
Oh, yeah. He was the worst song.
Yeah,
I completely forgot about that. I repressed that.
So when you have a bar and you know where the low bar is to compare it to, he did I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas as
I hate that song.
But he did it as Ed Orgeron, and it just kept going on and on to the point. If you guys ever watched the Gong Show, on the Gong Show, acts would come out and they're trying to compete to win. It's like it's like America's Got Talent and all that kind of stuff. But back in the day, it was a gong show.
Right.
They had a big gong on the stage and they had celebrities.
Yeah.
B-type celebrities.
We should get a
So
gong.
they would dance around and stuff like that to whoever was playing. And then if they gonged them, then they got taken off. Sometimes they would gong and they would bring out that big hook and just hook them off the stage.
We had one in our marching band, and then we would gong people all the time.
I was going to say
awesome.
a gong or a long hook.
Gong.
So the whole time Tim was doing it, he was in there. He was in the producer
studio.
booth. And because we had a full house,
We were all just staring
and
at
everyone
it.
was waiting for me to pull the plug. And because it was making everybody else so uncomfortable, I just let it go. I
think everybody just started yelling at some point about how awful
it's
it
like,
was.
all right, come on, make it stop. And then finally, Zach's right. The gong guy was allegedly a CIA operative. Chuck Barris, I believe was his name.
Allegedly.
And he did an entire movie about how he was a CIA guy. But yeah. So
Special agent.
so there's that. All right,
007.
let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have to say goodbye to some people, because when we come back, we're talking Obi Wan Kenobi. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD, continuing live on the 106.3 and Upstate Pulse Facebook pages and on the Upstate Pulse YouTube page and Twitch page.
And Instagram.
I was waiting to see if Tim closed his mouth. he's just waiting and waiting. It was good times, Zach. It was
the best of times. It was the worst of times.
well, in that case, it was the worst.
We're all going to beat the crap out of the Squire for how bad that was.
The Squire will still ask me on occasion, was that the worst thing? No, that's not the worst thing. He could be back in town by now. He might be listening. Who knows?
The reason I hate that song is because that's my son's favorite Christmas song.
Well,
here's the thing.
Like,
my
my
daughter-
over
my
and
sister
over
hates
and
it.
over. And
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, you turn it off, please.
my daughter, his sister, hates that song. And when Tim asked if he could do it, I said yes, because I know she doesn't
I
like
found
it.
a
And I
trap.
was so happy about it. And then
I found a trap
that
remix
joy
to
turned
it.
into
That's
dread.
tolerable. But that's
I don't see why it bothers people so much.
I just I don't know. Maybe it's that,
Maybe
that girl's voice.
maybe her voice. You picture her as being some snotty little Veruca Salt type girl.
I don't like the way she says hippopotamus.
Did you get my
hippopotamus?
Did you get my Veruca Salt reference?
No, I wasn't listening. I was talking.
It's Veruca Salt. You know who Veruca Salt is?
Veruca Salt. She's
That's it. I'm going to bring him in.
I don't know.
We're going to do the musical number.
I don't know. Wait. I mean, I might know. Just what is it?
Veruca, sweetheart. I want a squirrel. I want it right now.
Oh, Charlie, not Charlie and Chocolate Factory, but the other one. Willy Wonka.
There we go. All
Willy
right.
Wonka.
I was going to bring the Oompa Loompas in. And
Listen,
they're not gonna
listen.
be-
I have had
Zach,
a long
Zach,
week.
Not
Okay.
only that, he has had a long week. Not only that, there's also a band named Veruca Salt.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the
What's the
snotty
genre
one
for
that
them?
would really spoiled one.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You haven't heard the band Veruca Salt? They had a song, "Leave Me Right Here because I don't want to go.
No, that sounds really vague in general, but you know.
That's a good song.
She blows up into a blueberry, don't she?
No,
No, that's the other one.
No,
Is that the other one?
dude.
Bro, I haven't seen it in forever.
You gotta
We're
pick
genuinely offended right now. I want you to
Yes.
know that.
Dude, I haven't seen that movie.
No, that should have been Nerd
watched The
Confessions.
Wizard of Oz.
He knows nothing about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate
Yes, I
Factory.
do. I used to love that movie. I watched
You
it.
get nothing, sir.
Okay.
God.
What did Charlie and
Good
Grandpa
day,
steal?
sir.
Huh?
What did Charlie and Grandpa steal?
Charlie and Grandpa stole the soda.
What's it called?
Fizzy something.
Oh, you're close. You're close.
It's been a minute since I've seen
It's fizzy lifting drinks, man. Come on.
Do I need to
since
go
I've seen
get
the
some
movie.
Nerf guns?
It doesn't make me any less of a fan of the movie. I did love the movie when I was a kid. It's like Hook. I haven't seen that movie in forever either. I probably know more about Hook than Willy Wonka, though. I will admit that. There you go, nerd confession.
What was the name of the bad guy in Willy Wonka?
Huh?
What was the name of the bad guy in Willy Wonka?
There wasn't a bad guy in Willy Wonka, was there?
There was a bad guy in Willy Wonka.
Well, I mean, Willy Wonka was kind of a douchebag at the end of it.
Also
Yelling at
careful
Charlie
with
and the
that on the air.
grandpa.
Yeah, don't do that on the air, but that's fine here. Wow, things get heated sometimes
We wound
during
Tim up a
commercial
little.
breaks. I got to tell you, so when we started doing this show live on Facebook and other things a long time ago, we did it because of all the conversations and things we would talk about during breaks. And we wanted to bring you guys in because sometimes there are things that we talk about during breaks that we can't talk on the air about. Not because, well, sometimes it's not air friendly. It's usually not me that does that. It's other people. But, you know,
Hey, look,
sometimes
I'm
it's not
sorry.
air
I can
friendly.
only be contained so much.
Yeah, that's true.
You're dealing with PG Pappy. You don't want to deal with
Oh
R-rated
man,
Pappy.
why does Pappy Peep Show stuck in my head? I don't know why. No, get it
Pappy-
out of there.
Why would you ever say that?
Hold on a
about me?
second.
I don't know
A-
about that at
I don't
all.
even know what that is.
Explain a Pappy Peep
I
show
don't
to me
know.
right
it just,
now.
It just popped in my
All
head.
right. Well, let's explain the Pappy Peep Show.
It has to, you know,
That's
those,
where we view the
it's-
most
you know, which,
egregious of weapons.
no, actually the Pappy Peep Show is where you talk about what's the best tasting peeps that come out during the Easter holiday.
Apparently, the cinnamon hot
Oh,
fire.
oh,
thing,
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
that
those
was really
cinnamon,
good.
those were really good.
None of them.
Yeah, they were, no, the cinnamon hot ones were delicious.
It's a very niche
It
I
show.
don't
really
like
was.
Peeps so much, man.
Yeah, because I got those thinking that nobody would like them, and we really enjoyed them. All right, let us. Do we have text?
So, question:
We
did you
do. We
hear
have a
Pappy,
few.
like whisper into your ear like a spirit or something with that. With that.
Oh, I hear the voice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
It's
got a
not good.
couple. Texter writes, guys, I was the deciding vote for They Live because Chris mocked Roddy Piper and pro wrestling.
There you go. You get your revenge however you can.
Yeah, man. I'm still a little salty about Sephiroth losing.
Spite is a
but,
beautiful
we'll get
thing.
to that later.
Do you not know the old Klingon proverb that revenge is a dish best served cold?
Didn't he die
It's
later?
very
Texter-
cold in space.
Texter
Admiral.
writes, nerd confession, I've never seen The Matrix. Any of them. What? They've never seen The Matrix.
How dare you, person whose name we don't know?
Yeah,
It's okay.
dude.
It's
don't-
okay. We don't-
Cameron gets so upset if you haven't seen something that he's seen.
All right, Chris, the next bracket show won't be until next March. That's just how it works. If we're still in the air, because you never know. Also, I've never seen Back to the Future 2, which I've talked about before.
What? Oh.
And back to back Back to the Futures are on right now on TV. I purposefully did not put it on there because I don't want to see it. I haven't seen it. I'm not going to,
Why not?
because I've reached a point where now it's no longer important. I know what happens in 2.
Okay.
I've seen
Okay.
one,
Hold on a second.
and I've
Back
seen
to the
3.
Future is extremely important.
Well,
no.
no, Back
It-
to the Future 1 and Back to the Future 3 are
The
very
second one's
important.
good
It's a
too.
game to Dad now. If
I
he
have-
watches 2, then he loses.
I have heard that 2 is the worst one,
It is the worst one,
Yeah,
but that
so-
doesn't mean that it's not a good movie.
but I don't need it. 3 is my favorite, even though I loved 1. I absolutely did. You know, that
Three is my favorite as
3
well.
is my favorite. And
Beef
They go
for
back to the
10.
old West.
no Saturdays when we're robbing the Pine City stage.
And the guy that talks like this, that guy. I love that guy.
I just want you to do a show like that.
Yeah, well, we can do that.
You
All
could-
right.
you could
He'll
be,
be known as the biggest yellow belly in the West. That guy. I love that guy.
All right. Zach says, I rectified a nerd or maybe a cinephile confession I had recently. Finally saw 2001 A Space Odyssey the other night. Did you stay awake through it?
Nerd confession. Never seen it.
He said, no clue what it was really about. Hey, how is evil artificial intelligence? That's what it was. That's what the whole thing is about. And Ric Flair got his theme from it.
So we're not going
So
to
it's
talk
South
about the
Carolina.
giant space baby.
Yeah, everybody.
Well, it's a weird movie.
How many
Everybody's just
weddings
gonna
I've played
glance
that
over the
theme at?
giant space baby.
If I recall, I think it was a Stanley Kubrick movie, and his movies are pretty strange anyway. It's very, if you want to talk about pacing, that is the worst paced movie of all time.
What? 2000.
2001 A Space
Yeah.
Odyssey. The book wasn't bad, though. I read the book.
Oh, okay. All right. At least the book is good.
All right. Chris is asking, what's the latest on Microsoft's E3 coming up?
E3 is canceled.
E3 is canceled. So there'll be showcases because there usually are.
Let me tell you, Chris, I'm pretty salty about that. Like, I really wanted to see what was coming out this
I've
year.
always wanted to go to E3.
Me too.
Yeah, I just think that would be an
Oh my God,
amazing
that would be so
experience.
fun.
Here's the thing, though. I think E3's over because I think it's all just going to go to
It might be
just
digital from now on. Yeah.
company-specific showcases.
Well, and in those cases, like Microsoft and Sony and some of those, even Bethesda, those things, their own showcases, I think they can spend more time on it. Some of them are really good. Some of them are over theatrical. I like sometimes when they bring out the bands to do the background music, and then sometimes it's just too much.
Well, it depends on the game, I guess.
It does.
It depends on the game. Like if they did like a Sephiroth, theme for like, the release of the next,
There's
Final Fantasy
there have
VII,
been,
that
there
would be
have been
awesome.
Orchestra tours of nothing but
Yeah,
Final Fantasy
yeah.
music, which would be pretty cool to go.
There's
to.
also a
they're
Kingdom
actually
Hearts
called
tour at one point.
they're actually called the Black Mages, I believe. There is
I
a
think-
group that does nothing but.
I believe that's a separate rock group.
Is that
Yeah.
okay? Is that separate? Because they do have like an orchestra that goes with them. I thought it was the same thing.
All right,
It depends on if it's with the composer or not. I think if it's with the composer, then it's actually with the show or with.
Either way, it's dope. You guys should look it up.
because I am going on vacation. I have no idea how many breaks we have left. So I mean, because I'm on vacation in 23 minutes, I think we got one break left. So yes, we do. I just want to make sure before I decide what we're doing next.
Kenobi.
So let's go ahead and talk about Obi Wan Kenobi. Here's what we're going to do. We're not really going to spoil because we don't have to. I will say this. Darth Vader has never been truly depicted on screen like he should be. In video games, Darth Vader is a scary, scary person.
Oh yeah, he's savage,
and,
man.
And he should be on just about any video game you play. When Darth Vader shows up, it's going to be nasty. Now, you got a glimpse of what he could be at the end of the hopeless Rogue One. The only good part about that entire movie
I know, so
was
awesome.
Darth Vader. And that's the only reason why people like it. They try to act like, oh, it was a great movie. They just like the
Yeah,
Darth
that's the
Vader
only
scene.
reason I like
It's
it.
the Darth Vader scene. That's the only thing. But Darth Vader, you've never seen what he could really do. This episode 3 of Obi-Wan, that's Darth Vader. That's scary. That's a guy you do not want to see.
Yeah, dude, it definitely did Darth Vader justice, and from what we've seen of it.
Zach, stop screaming. Your neighbors hear you.
Is
And
is
it
he
was-
not a prequel fan?
No, he's a big time Rogue One fan. We've had this. We've had this argument for a long time, and yeah,
I didn't dislike the movie. It's
I
not
did.
my
There's
favorite.
there's no hope.
Also, Chris points out that you have to see the comics to appreciate Darth Vader. Like
yeah, I
him
was gonna say that next.
crash landing on a planet that had been ravaged by a giant kaiju that wiped out the entire civilization on said planet. He then rides a horse and then kills the kaiju by himself. Basically, it's just like if Darth Vader just killed Godzilla on a different planet.
I just I know you know this, but that's when you know what a kaiju is, right?
Kaiju? What? What did you say?
Do you not know what a kaiju is?
What are you talking
Well,
about?
as much Japanese
you know what?
culture that you
I would,
consume.
I've never watched Attack on Titan except for the original movie, but I would say you could label those kaiju, couldn't you? Because they're giants.
Okay.
Does
They're
a kai-
technically giant
do-
monsters.
yeah, does it?
Okay, hold on.
What's the actual
Let's be
definition
clear.
of
All right.
kaiju?
I have not watched the subs in a long time. All right. I just started reading subs for animes that I like. I don't read subs for every single
All
anime.
right, so
That's why I don't know what that is. Okay.
So Godzilla would be considered a kaiju.
A great monster.
So would so a giant monster.
Okay.
It's basically
So it
Just
King
a
Kong.
giant monster.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
giant monster.
Alright.
So wouldn't you say Attack of Titan was
Yeah,
full
yeah.
of giant monsters?
Right.
Giant naked monsters, if I heard right.
Yeah, I mean they're I
This
mean
giant scary.
I mean
Ken
they don't
dolls is
have
coming to
like,
kill
you know,
No.
a clothes shop for, you know, things that are 60 meters high.
What's a meter?
Look, we don't use those
That would
units
be
of
that would
measure in
be
this
part of
place.
the metric
You
system.
speak in feet,
There we go.
inches, pounds, possibly stones.
Preach it, Pappy.
Oh Lord.
I don't deal with that metric system.
Daggone America.
Hey, sir, you need to calm down over there, okay?
Look, I was there when the maths were invented.
When what was invented?
The maths.
The maths?
Yes. The maths.
Not the thing that's on a boat that holds up the sail. No, it's
I
the
was there when those were invented too.
ones and the twos and the things like that.
Squished a couple people. It was awful.
All right, Trey says you guys should make one of those Facebook type checklists of movies that someone should see at least once to be culturally well-rounded.
Movies or just movies or also series? Because I can name a bunch of series.
See, I don't know about being culturally well. It depends on what culture we're talking about. We're talking about nerd culture. I mean, if we're talking about that,
I mean, like,
that's going to be very
yeah,
difficult. And the thing with nerd culture is, I think it goes by decade. I mean, I think you could be really cultured in the nerddom of today and not know what happened in the 70s. And that's okay.
yeah, that's true. I think that, like, I don't know, all stories come from, you know, the past. They come from stories and histories of the past. So I mean, like, really, you could watch anything and just get get something out of it.
All right, I want to address something Zach is asking if Kenobi feels cheap. No, Kenobi is more Mandalorian, less Boba Fett. It is it's actually I don't
think that's what he's meaning.
I would say production value is even better than Mandalorian. And if you saw these, if you see Kenobi, I think it almost makes you look at the original and go, what the heck happened to Darth Vader?
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
Dad, I think you're coming at it at a different angle. I think he's asking, does it ruin the fact of he thought that basically they go 20 years in between and they don't meet up at all? Does it cheapen their reunion? And
no, it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't.
No,
but
it
the
doesn't.
thing is, we're 3 episodes in, and there's only 6 episodes, I believe. So there's going to be a confrontation. Just because they have a final confrontation doesn't mean they didn't have a couple more in between. And I love the fact that.
I mean, you got to consider this is years and years.
Yeah,
so
it's been 10
definitely
years.
possible.
It's been 10 years.
It's been
10 years since Mustafar.
Since you looked at me.
Yeah. Come on.
I wish I knew the next line.
Come on.
I wish I remembered the next line.
10 years since Mustafar.
It's the best flavor.
Yeah, I know a guy used to sing that karaoke at a bar all the time.
Chris knows all the words. He does. If he's listening right now, he's really angry. So, but that's fine. So anyway, if you're on the fence and you haven't watched Kenobi yet, watch it. Watch it. There are some really good parts, but I don't go into too much detail about what Darth Vader does when he's walking down the street, because
I mean, yeah, dude,
you're just like, oh my,
Snap,
if you're like
really Rice Krispie treats.
if you're like a villain fan like me, I'm a villain fan, and they
You'll love her.
definitely did Darth Vader justice just in that scene alone.
They did. They absolutely did.
Like,
And,
I mean, just to really capture like the evil of Vader. Like, I mean, it was just right there in that scene.
By the
It
way,
was
I
awesome.
feel like I know that was to pull him out, but I also feel like that was just kind of just Darth Vader stretch.
yeah, I'm guessing he walks.
Stretching.
No,
yeah.
Yes, that
He
was
just
him
gets up, starts stretching.
Here's what I'm
I'm gonna
saying.
choke a few guys before I get to the main guy.
Here's what it's been 10 years since he's become Darth Vader. That's just how he walks down the street, I'm guessing. Any street on any planet, when he walks down the
There's
street,
just cleaners behind him. They
there's
gotta get a
there's
wheelbarrow.
carnage. Yes.
Yes.
To where you're hiding in your basement going, oh my God, I hope he doesn't know I'm down here. That type of
And
thing.
like, you know, even at the end of Revenge of the Sith, you don't really get to see Vader be Vader.
All right,
you know, so
Cameron.
you get to have that visualization.
You do. Cameron, answer Zach's question.
Yeah, I think the
Point out the
Inquisitors-
question first.
All right, the question, I need to say this for our on-air listeners. Any tie-ins to Rebels other than Inquisitors without saying anything specific? I gotta say, I think it's only just the Inquisitors. Also, very curious as to what happened to the Grand Inquisitor, because is it the same Grand Inquisitor? But back to
yeah,
tanks.
that's a good
By the
question.
way, didn't see a body. It's Star Wars. Didn't see a body. Yeah, he took a saber to the gut. Doesn't
Also,
mean he's dead.
Darth Vader or Darth Maul got chopped in half and
Yeah.
survived. So
Trey asks on the Facebook page, I see your point. My sister is older than me, and she teased me because I didn't know who HR Puffin Stuff was. I know who Alf is, though. The question is, do either of the guys in the room know who Alf or HR Puffin Stuff are?
I know who Alf is.
Alf
He
eats
ate
cats.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. And there's a chance that he may show up in Guardians 3.
We don't talk
It was
about
like a
HR
brown
Puffin stuff.
puppet thing.
Yes.
On TV.
Voiced, I believe, by Frank Oz. I believe.
Actually, I think that is right.
Yeah.
That does sound familiar.
Because it's the voice of
The guy that did vote
of Rolf. Basically, the dog, Rolf the dog.
Yeah.
Who I believe is in the band. I think he's in the band. I think he plays the piano.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You're talking about Muppets.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know who Rolf
I'm
is.
not saying Ralph. I'm saying Rolf.
The only-
Because if I
the-
remember, it's ROLF.
The only reason I know who Alf is because we had a cat named Alfie. It was named after that,
There you go.
that thing.
A cat.
It was
named
pretty
Alfie.
morbid, right?
All right, since we are technically in the round table,
Does it fill you
without
with dread?
all right, Doctor Strange 2, even though it just came out and was a pretty good movie, actually comes out on Disney Plus on the 22nd. So you can watch if you haven't seen it, like Tim, because he's very busy. He has to work all the time and hasn't had a chance to watch it. He can
Because
watch it
people
on
go on vacation.
He can watch it on Disney Plus in just a couple weeks. Also, there's a thing called Morbin. I don't know if you knew about this. The thing called Morbin has happened, and because of it, it's a bunch of memes about Morbius. It's caused Morbius to come back into theaters on 1,000 screens.
Is anybody
weekend.
going to watch that, though?
Dude, we
Just
watched
out of
it.
spite.
We didn't think it was horrible. It wasn't.
It wasn't the best movie.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean,
I'm not. Here's the thing. I realize the reason why I have any sort of like good feelings towards that is just because Matt Smith's in it. I love Matt Smith.
I agree. All right. Zach says, I think Ace Ventura mentioned Puffin Stuff in one of the movies. That's my only knowledge of that. Puffin Stuff is proof that dudes were doing drugs back then. It's basically someone on an acid trip with puppets.
I got to level with you. Dudes have been doing drugs and stuff for a while.
Yeah. But this is a visual of their visions. Just look up, just type in HR Puffin Stuff right now on the
gosh.
screen if you've never seen it before, and look at the pictures that come up when you type that in, Tim.
Well, it was in 69. What are you expecting?
69, dude. All right, we're taking a break. When we come back, we're going to hit the lightning round. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD.
I did nothing at all.
Yes, you did.
Said which?
Did you look it up?
I did. That's what I said that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. He looks weird.
Hey, guess who's also going on vacation?
Yeah, all that looks weird.
Yeah.
You see all the things that are on there. I mean, imagine watching that as a kid.
Look,
Yeah, it's creepy, dude.
here's the thing.
Watching that as a kid.
The dude looks like he's on like an acid trip or something, man.
Guys,
Yes, the witch was pretty creepy.
let me level with you. There's an entire dimension called the Puffin Stuff dimension.
Yeah.
It's the most horrifying
Yeah,
thing
trip
you'll ever
acid
find
to get
yourself
there,
in.
If I
man.
remember right, how you get to, unless it's a different show, how you get to Puffin Stuff's land is you go through a giant hat.
Yeah,
It's another dimension.
dadgum pocket dimensions. Get stuck in them, especially when they get nested.
I'm not quite sure what HR stands for. In real life or in Puffin Stuff.
HR, human resources.
That was a joke, Tim. That was a joke.
I just wanted to answer the question. Maybe I just wanted you to be
I don't know,
educated.
Chris. I don't know if the 70s was the best as a kid. I preferred the 80s, but that's when I was a teen.
Y'all had good music in the
se-
70s.
The worst part about the 70s was the end of the 70s, like mid 70s. Bell bottoms were still going on, which are not bad. But I have pictures of me at the skating rink as a young child in plaid bell bottoms. Now, I didn't dress myself in those. I'm just saying, yes, plaid bell bottoms. They made them. There are pictures of me in those.
Hey, at least it's better than the 90s. Bad. We had all kinds of weird colors and stuff.
Look, I always
We
dress
did,
in black
man.
anyway, so what does it matter to me?
I get what you're saying, Jax. I do. It was such a weird show, and I was some of my nightmares that we talked
There
about.
was a magic flute.
Yeah, some of the nightmares that we talked about in the Hour of Dread, which was the first hour, may have come from that. Some of those shows.
You know, if we break it down into D&D terms, we were in the domain of dread, and now we're in the domain of delight.
Are we?
Yes, because
Yeah, the Domain of Delight starts in 10 minutes.
it started yesterday when I got home.
Yeah, it started for
but
you. I'm technically on vacation in 10 minutes.
I just got roped into this.
Scott says every child of the 70s had a pick and plaid bell bottoms. Probably.
Why? Why did those exist?
Because you got 60s free love people deciding what fashion was.
Good point.
Think about it. The
God,
kids of the 60s were the parents of the 70s.
Yep. So the color vomit, just trickled down.
I do got to say, I rocked the plaid bell bottoms. And
I'm sure
and
you
they,
did.
they flared like crazy when you're skating around.
I'll ask you after. It's about Monday.
Yeah, well, Tim, in 9 minutes, I'm on vacation. So
Okay, well,
just ask me after.
okay.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just trying to be respectful of your vacation
I
time.
appreciate
Got 9
that.
minutes. Just gotta wait 9 minutes.
Yeah, but he's on vacation 9 minutes.
He's not gonna immediately run.
Well, that's kind of what I just implied.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
exactly
I'm
what you
sorry, I
just
wasn't
said.
paying
Yeah,
attention.
it's- Some chicks look great in bell bottoms. Again, I was a kid, so I was just worried about. Although I think I had a
Lightning can only
Girlfriend
strike twice
story.
so many times.
Whatever, Cameron. We've been having a wonderful conversation during the break on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch about the 70s because I was there. These guys were not.
Great
And,
music, though.
Oh yeah, I think you can find great music in any era though, if you're looking for it.
Yeah.
For the 80s.
You take that back. All right, you take that back. I do have.
I'm just kidding.
do
I'm
have the-
kidding.
Do we have a heresy button?
No,
Gosh.
I do have the power to write you up, Mister.
He does not. Hey, dude, he gets so salty about
Here's the
80s
thing.
stuff.
Here's the
man.
thing, though. You get written up for that. Other people will
He
keep that going.
disrespected 80s music,
In a
man.
radio station. You can't do that in a
You
radio
Come on,
station.
bro.
You don't think LexCorp would honor that? Remember, he's
Oh,
not-
yeah,
he's a
yeah,
little
I
bit-
think
he's just a little bit older
I was
than me.
kidding.
Yeah,
Good
okay, all right,
Lord.
all right.
Good Lord. It's,
I did not mean to offend the 80s.
it does have good music in it.
All right,
It's just not my favorite decade.
all right.
okay.
So why? Because there's no alternative. There's no emo. I mean, there was alternative. There absolutely was, because that's when I got
Of
into
course there
alternative.
was.
But my alternative and your alternative are different. Doesn't mean that they're not good.
It's just
So what
not
you're
my,
saying
my
is
cup of tea, sir.
It's the alternative to his alternative?
It's alternative to your alternative and my alternative and yours.
Yeah, but his alternative crosses over with your alternative
Oh,
and
Lord.
my
Oh,
alternative.
goodness gracious.
It's a Venn diagram of alternative.
It absolutely is.
Let's just go alternative.
Let's just alternate from this conversation. Dad, what are we doing next?
We're going to talk about bees or fish.
What?
Yeah, 4 species of bees are now legally considered to be fish in this state. What state would declare bees fish?
Alabama?
All right, your guess.
Texas.
All right, text line or a Facebook page, really quick. What state would declare bees as fish? There's one state. There's one obvious state. If you
Ohio.
if you listen to this station,
Florida.
then you obviously would know where all things stupid come from.
Oh, never mind. California. My bad.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
It came from California.
Did they survive in a
Sorry, I had to think
vacuum?
about it for a second.
A California appeals court on Friday handed down the decision ruling that 4 species of bees fall within the definition of fish because each is considered to be a protected species. What's more is the court has also declared the crotch bumblebee,
Oh, God.
the Franklin bumblebee, and the Suckley cuckoo bumblebee and the western bumblebee to be invertebrates, according to Friday's ruling. The decision follows a 2019 lawsuit in which California growers claimed the California Fish and Game Commission overstepped by its bounds by declaring the bees a protected species By California law, a protected species is defined as bird, mammal, fish, amphibian, reptile, or plant. The appeal was filed after the commission lost a lawsuit. So now, according to California, bees are fish. So there you go.
I mean, that went to court, like for real.
Yeah, and
They argued about that.
and the California court
I want to see
declared
the court docs for that.
declared the crotch bee a fish.
I don't even. What is a crotch bee?
Crotch bee fish.
Yeah, doesn't that just knowing that there's a thing called a crotch bee, doesn't that just scare you? That just that you know what that does? That fills me with dread.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Absolutely does. It fills me with dread.
It's better than a crotch rhino.
You've been dread tonight.
I have been.
Yeah, just nothing but dread.
All right. Twisted Metal, the series coming out. It's starring Anthony Mackie. They just signed on a wrestler to play one of the bigger parts for Twisted Metal. I never played the games, but I know who this guy is.
Twisted
Sweet
Metal.
Tooth.
Oh,
Sweet Tooth. The guy who's playing Sweet Tooth is going to be Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is going to play Sweet Tooth, but it's going to be voiced by Will Arnett. So it's going to be weird seeing Samoa Joe as a clown driving an ice cream truck and like destroying other cars and stuff with the voice of Will Arnett. It's just really freaky, by the way.
That kind of makes me want to watch it.
Well, I was going to watch it anyway because, I like Anthony Mackie. I think he's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Diablo Immortal just dropped. It is available for free on your phone, whatever kind of phone you got. And you can play it. And if you've ever played any Diablo game, the three of us downloaded it. You can also play it on computer. Quick review. The phone version is hard for someone whose hands shake a little bit because the joystick is your thumb. And I didn't know my thumb shook till I was trying to play it, and my thumb kept shaking. And I don't know. It's probably from playing with real joysticks.
you can connect your PlayStation or Xbox to your phone.
You can't.
Yeah, you
control.
can. You can. I know. Chris actually test marketed that when it was coming out, which is pretty cool. But that just, if I'm going to do that, I'm just going to play it on computer. So I will tell you that I've enjoyed it so much. I played it for a couple hours on the computer today. It's better on computer. Cameron, what'd you think about the game?
I like it so far. I've been viewing this as like a preview to Diablo 4. So the character customization is really cool and very intricate. A lot more intricate than I was expecting. The powers and stuff are very reminiscent of Diablo 3, which I liked. All in all, I've been enjoying it, and the story revolves around finding the shards of the World Stone. So it kind of bridges that story gap between 2 and 3. So I've been enjoying it so far.
Well, I'm gonna know nothing about what's going on in this game.
Nope.
Nice.
I don't know why I'm here. I'm just killing monsters, getting gold.
That's all right. I'm gonna play it
Let's
anyway.
talk about a World Stone. What's that World Stone thing?
All right. Chris says it's arthritis, Lonzo. And I would say, no, it's just a itchy trigger finger. That's what it is. It's an itchy thumb. When you play a lot of video games and you're used to playing with the joysticks are extended, no matter what controller it is. Think about it. It's extended. So you're used to playing like this. And in this case, you're putting your thumbs against the screen. And my thumb wants to pop up because I play way too much console games. And that's what it is. I don't think I do have arthritis.
You have to adapt, man.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta adapt.
And also, it's too small. It's just way too small. But I like it. I like it.
It's a matter of age. I can see
It could be. It could be. No way Tim could see it.
Nope. Certainly not without his glasses.
No way he could see it.
I can't.
He did not see it.
I can't. I
Hey,
just.
Tim,
I have a hard
how
time
many
looking at
fingers
computer
am I holding
screens.
up?
All right. 4.
All right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in,
short-term
everybody
memory.
for participating on the Facebook page and on the Twitter page and on the YouTube page and on the Twitch page and everywhere else. I am
On the gram.
we are going on vacation. We are not apologizing for the song. And I will say something that Tim and I have learned. And if you guys didn't know it, Pappy is very loud.
He is very loud.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. Go ahead, say it. It's not all my fault.
It's Morbin time.
It's Morbin
That's all
time.
I'm gonna
It's Morbin time. All right. Say goodbye to Facebook, Tim.
Goodbye, Facebook, Tim.
Say goodbye. Say goodbye to YouTube, Cameron.
Bye, YouTube.
And I am saying goodbye to Twitch and Instagram can
And YouTube.
de-exit, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
See you, everybody.
Bye-bye.